Hey, welcome back. Today's video is an exciting one because we are doing a foundation review. I love doing foundation wear tests. I feel like this is I haven't done one in a while. I was trying to think of the last foundation test it's done. It's been a while. So we are going to be testing out the new Soft Matte Complete Foundation from Nars. This is a brand new release from them. I actually just got the PR kit in the mail here, so I'm going to be testing out this foundation, kind of showing you guys application with a sponge, application with a brush. We'll do a long wear test. I'm going to do a mask test because I feel like that is something new that we are wanting with our foundation. So if that sounds good, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so can we appreciate this PR package? It's like all mirrored. I feel like I'm going to display this in my room because it's so cute. But we are going to be testing out, like I said, their new foundation. I'm going to read you guys what it says here on the card. So this is their Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and here is what the packaging looks like. It's very sleek. I love the little squeezy tube right here, and it has like the matte packaging to it and the matte lid. I think that this is so sleek. So it says, discover natural looking matte coverage that resists oxidization and helps prevent your skin from shifting throughout the day. With this new Soft Matte Complete Foundation, it's available in 34 shades, and it also goes well with their Soft Matte Complete Concealer that also now comes in 30 shades. They also sent over the concealer, which I've never tried before. This is a pot concealer. I don't often use those, but I am going to try it in today's video to go along with the foundation. I did get an email from Nars that had a little bit more information on these foundations since it didn't really have much on that card. I do want to read that to you as well, just so we can know some of the claims. So they said, bring your attitude with this new Soft Matte Complete Foundation, a full coverage, all natural looking matte foundation that resists shifting shades throughout the day. This is a breakthrough formula that features a comfortable 16-hour wear developed with superior oil absorbing powders, biohyaluronic acid, and new Hydra Matte Balancing Complex to shine, transfer, and mask resistant. Available in 34 shades, the Soft Matte Complete Foundation offers a solution for all skin tones. So that is a little bit of what it said just in the email that I got from them. So I thought I could kind of just share a little bit more in there. So it does say it's going to be a matte foundation that isn't going to oxidize, and that is going to be mask resistant. So we are going to try that out today, and I'm excited to give it a try. So they sent over 3 different shades. So I have the shades medium 2.5 in Sahel, and then I have the medium 1, which is Pujab. I feel like their names are always so hard for me to pronounce. And then I have medium 2, which is Santa Fe. So those are the 3 shades that I do have. I think I'm going to lean more towards 1, maybe 2. I don't know. We're going to try out 1 and see how that goes first. And so again, packaging really nice on this one right here. It has the matte packaging, and it just feels really sleek. It feels really nice, and you are getting 1.5 fluid ounces in here, so pretty good amount of product. So a little over an ounce, which is what I feel like we normally get. And this is just like a squeezy tube. It is coming out already as I opened it up, so it's probably not one you're gonna want to wiggle around if you don't have the cap on. So let's go ahead and see what this coverage looks like on my hand really quick, just so I can see if this shade is going to even match me. This is the lightest of the shades, so I feel like this is probably gonna have to work here, but it might be a little bit dark. We'll see. But looking at it, it looks like it does have a decent amount of coverage off the bat. I'm excited to try. I'm trying to see if it has a smell. I don't really notice the scent. So we are going to try it 2 different ways. I'm going to try it one with a sponge, and then on the other side I'm going to try it with a brush, just so we can get a feel for both of the finishes that it's going to give with the different tools. And then we are also going to do a wear test on this. So we're going to see, it does say what did I say? It's 36 hours or something, 16 hours. So definitely a long wear foundation. I think it said 16 hours. So we're going to try that out and see. So let's go ahead and get started with testing it out. So I am going to add, let's do the sponge side first. So I'll do my sponge side here, and then we'll do the brush side on this side. I am going to add my primer first, though. I forgot I didn't prime my face yet. For primer, I want to use one that I use all of the time. So I'm actually going to use my Smashbox primerizer, and we're going to use that to prime my face. That way I'm not trying a new primer with a new foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my face first. So I'm going to let it seep in just a minute, just so we make sure that the primer is really just sunken into our skin. I'm also going to zoom you guys up real close so you can get a full look at my skin and how it looks with the foundation on. So we're going to be like really zoomed up so you can really see how it is covering and everything like that. All right, so I've got you zoomed in. We're real close. And if you are curious on my eyes, I do have the Viseart Paris Edit on my eyes. I got that recently in a Sephora haul that you guys probably just saw. So that is what is on my eyes. I really like it. So let's go ahead and get started with the foundation. Again, I'm going to do a sponge on one side and the brush on the other. So I'm using the shade Medium 1. So I'm actually just going to add this directly onto my face. We're going to add like a decent amount here. I feel like that's probably like, I don't know, maybe a half a pump. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start using my sponge to blend this in. So this shade does look a little bit deep for me. It's a little bit dark. Sorry if my camera is, there we go, like wasn't going in focus here. So we're going to see how this looks on the skin coverage wise. Like that's a lot of coverage for sure. It does say it is matte, but it also says that it looks natural on the skin. So it's not going to be like a super matte foundation, which I'm kind of curious as to see like the full finish of it. It definitely looks matte, but it doesn't look like flats, you know? Sometimes I feel like when you have a matte foundation, it always looks, not always, but a lot of times it looks really just like not very natural on the skin. Like it does really look kind of, you know, like you're wearing a mask almost. So I'm very interested to see, again, the finish on this one. And the shade is definitely like way off for me, but we're going to have to bring it down the neck and make it work. Okay, so here is one side so far with the foundation. That is one layer. I can still see a little bit of my pigmentation right here popping through. It definitely didn't like cover those moles or anything. So it's definitely not like a full coverage off the first initial application. Let's go ahead and do the brush on the other side and we'll see if that kind of gives it more coverage. I will say that it normally does. For the dropper, like it's not coming out completely like that, but you just have to be careful because it does kind of come out fast. With the, it does like, it's almost like a squeeze tube, but it's not exactly a squeeze tube. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. And I just put a little bit on my brush, but I think I'm gonna work some of this down to my neck because I think that that's gonna be, yeah. So obviously with a brush, normally this is the case, but anytime you use a brush, I feel like you get more payoff anyways. Like I feel like you're using less product and you're gonna get a higher coverage anytime you use a foundation with a brush. So the brush that I'm using is from Il Makiage. This is their foundation blending brush. I've been really enjoying this one. So let's see what kind of coverage we're getting over here. Again, I definitely can tell this side is going to be way more coverage. You can even tell just like from looking at it, like we're definitely getting a lot more coverage. So it just depends on your preference. A lot of times I do end up using a sponge just because I prefer more of like a sheer coverage and then kind of building a second layer instead of so much at once, but that's just going to be personal preference. As far as my pores are looking, I don't think they're looking abnormally like large. I don't think it like minimized them necessarily, but they don't look bad. I deal with large pores, so for me that's something that is important when it comes to a foundation. I don't like foundations that kind of seep into my skin too much, so I kind of like that it's not looking emphasized or anything like that. All right, so here is it all pretty much blended out. So again, a little bit sheer on this side. It is definitely starting to mattify a bit more, but I don't think my skin looks flat at all. Like I think it looks still like pretty luminous, and you can still see a little bit of like my shine peeking through. It actually looks pretty nice on the skin. I'm excited to see how it wears throughout the day. Again, we're gonna do a mask test on this. I don't have anywhere to go, but I am gonna just hang out, play some Animal Crossing. I'm gonna wear my mask for about an hour. And I will have an update on you guys on how it holds up with my mask on. I'll come back after I hang out with it for a bit. But I do have a bonfire and things I'm going to go to tonight. So we'll see how it kind of wears throughout the night. But so far, it's looking pretty good. I'm loving the coverage. I am actually going to go ahead and test out the concealer now as well. So for the concealer, they sent over the shade Custard, also Creme Brulee, and then the other shade that they sent over is Canal. So let's go ahead and do medium 1, light 2, and light 2. So let's go ahead and do light 2.5. I feel like that's probably my best match. I have never tried this concealer before, so sometimes I don't love mixing like new concealers with new foundations, but I'm going to try it just because it is a product that I feel like they are marketing to go with this foundation. I don't normally love like cream or like pot concealers either, but sometimes I feel like it's nice to switch it up. Like something I don't normally use, I kind of, you know, I'm not opposed to finding new products that I'm not necessarily always using, I might love it. You never know. So I'm just going to kind of blend this out. I didn't put very much on. And I'll put this on my under eye. So this is the product that they already have out that I know is pretty popular. I think they just expanded the shade range on this, and this is kind of like a play off of, the foundation is a play off of this concealer, so that's always nice. So the coverage on the concealer actually looks really good, especially for a pot one. I feel like a lot of times for me, those end up having a little bit less coverage, a little bit more sheer, which I don't always love in my concealer. Like I need something pretty, not full coverage, but I need the coverage for sure because I do have a lot of like blueness that peeks through. I'm a mom, so I have those eye bags, but I think that actually looks like pretty decent coverage. I feel like my pores are looking a little bit larger on this side than they are on this side. I don't know. Maybe emphasize a little bit more, but I feel like the concealer actually looks pretty good on the under eyes. I am going to set it just because I set all of my concealer in place. So for that, I'm actually just going to go in with my Physicians Formula powder. Okay, and I'm just going to add a light layer of that. I'm not trying to do anything too intense, but I just want to go ahead and set that a little bit. I am going to use this to set the rest of my face as well because I don't want to leave it too much set. Like I don't want to set too much of it, but I do want to set a little bit of the area that I'm going to be wearing the mask just because I feel like that's going to help with the longevity of this. It does seem like it dried down pretty matte though. Like I feel like you could get away with not setting this at all if you are someone who doesn't like to set your foundations. But for me personally, like I like to set them just because I don't want any issue with any like skipping with my bronzer or anything like that. And also definitely with the mask, I feel like it helps a lot if I do kind of set this area here in place just so I don't have any smudging or anything like that. Just because that's what I would normally do. So I'm still going to do that. And we're kind of just setting, like I said, pretty much the entire face right here. I like it even better now that I set it. I feel like it looks even smoother. And it almost blurred those pores. This powder is so good. It's from Physicians Formula. It's called the Healthy Powder. I love this powder. I feel like it's so pretty on the skin. I really love how this looks after I set it. I think it looks really nice. And I think it helped the color a little bit, lightening it with this powder. The shade that I have in this one is Light N3. So let's go ahead and do the rest of my base makeup. I'm going to go ahead and do some bronzer and like some blush, a little highlights, everything that I typically normally use. I'm not going to use any new face products aside from the concealer and the foundation. So I'll be right back to share what my full face looks like and how it's looking with the rest of my products. Okay, so I am back after applying the rest of my products. If you guys are curious what is on my face for my bronzer, I ended up just using the Nars Laguna. I thought that would go well with the foundation. I'm also using the Bite Size Face Duo from e.l.f. I love these, so I got this one in Watermelon. I have a full review on all of these swatches and everything if you are interested in these. They're $3 and I've been really loving them. So I have the Watermelon one on for my blush and my highlights. Lip products, I have the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in Naked, and then also the Laura Mercier Bare Pink Lip Gloss, Dolly Danger lip liner, and I'm wearing the Grande lash mascara in case you're interested in that. So that is everything that is on my face. But all in all, like looking at it, I feel like my skin looks really nice. I actually really like the finish of this. I don't love super matte foundations, so I'm like not mad at this. Like I feel like it looks matte, but it also has a radiance to it. Like it looks more natural finish. So I totally get what they're saying with like the soft matte type of finish. I think that I definitely agree with that. I'm pretty happy with the way my skin looks all in all. I don't think it's like settling into my lines or anything. I still have, like I said, a little bit of luminosity, which I appreciate. It doesn't look cakey or heavy or anything like that so far. So I'm very interested to try it out throughout the day and see kind of how it wears. Concealer actually looks really nice on my under eyes as well. I don't think they look like they're not creasing or anything. The coverage on it was pretty nice. So I'm pretty excited about everything so far. Again, I'm going to do the mask test. So you guys know, for the mask, I'm just going to be using this one here. This is just from a set that I got at Ulta. I got a set of 3 of these super cute masks on Ulta. So I'm going to be testing out the mask with a cotton mask, so you guys know. Probably shouldn't have put this lip gloss on. That wasn't very smart of me, but I might take off the lip gloss before I wear the mask, but I'm going to play some Animal Crossing. I'm going to wear this mask for about an hour, and then I'm going to check back in with you guys after I have the mask on for the full hour, just so you guys can kind of see how it wears with a mask. Obviously, if you're someone who's wearing it at work, you're going to be wearing it for longer than an hour, but I do know not everyone is at work, and I feel like I can't just like wear it all day because I do want to see how it wears on its own as well. So I'm going to try it out with the mask for an hour. I'll come back and let you guys know how it is, and then we will check in then, and then I will check in again after that checkup with you guys quite a few hours later and see how it looks at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and test it out with the mask. Alright, so I wanted to just take this off with you. I've had the mask on for about an hour, almost an hour and a half now. So I'm very interested to see what it looks like. I purposely wore this one so we could kind of see if we got any foundation on the mask. So let me give you guys a little bit of a close-up. I see some of my lip gloss just hanging out on there. I can see a tiny bit of foundation, but it's not too bad. Like, I don't see too much of it. Let's see if I can get any closer if you guys can see. There's just like a little tiny bit of foundation, but that very well could be the powder that I put on. That could be what is transferring. So let's go ahead and grab a mirror here so I can see how we're looking. I'm surprised that this gloss is still hanging out because I've literally had that mask on this entire time, but it looks pretty good. I don't see any like marks or anything from where it was. It looks like it actually held on really well. My skin still looks pretty good in here. I don't see any sort of reason to have any issue with that. Again, that was like an hour and a half of the mask, so I am gonna go ahead and keep this on. We have just like a neighborhood fire that we're gonna go to tonight, so I am going to have the makeup on. Outside it is pretty hot out. It's about 90 degrees out, so we'll be out there for a while. So I will check back in with you guys. I'm gonna check back in with you before bed because right now it is 6 o'clock, and I've had this on as of right now for, like I said, probably about 2 or so hours. So I'll check back in with you guys and let you know how it's going. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, you guys, so we are back. Currently, this has been on my face for, let me go to my stopwatch here, 6 hours and 32 minutes. So I would add on an additional 2 hours to that, to the time it was on my face when I pressed this. So we're looking at 8.5 hours that we've had this lovely Nars foundation on our skin. Obviously, I'm looking pretty oily. I am going to zoom you guys in to see how my skin looks up close. Okay, here we are all zoomed up. So let's talk about this foundation. So, off the bat, I'm pretty oily. Ever since Rowan, I've just had oily skin. I don't know what it is. I was always dry forever, and now I just like have oil. I didn't put on any powder or anything like that. I was outside. Like I said, I went to a bonfire for a bit, so I was outside in the heat. So there is that. Okay, so let's talk about how it looks. It actually doesn't look too bad. For 8 hours, I don't feel like this looks awful. Also, I do have an 8-month-old son who likes to, you know, chew on his hand, slobber, and then touch me in my face and everything, so keep that in mind as well. I definitely think it settled a lot into my fine lines right here. You can definitely see those are pretty prominent there. But as far as my like forehead wrinkles, I don't think it looks bad up there. I have this one like really indented wrinkle right here that always seems to get foundation to cake up in there, but it doesn't look any worse than like a normal foundation does. I do think it rubbed off quite a bit here on my nose, but I was touching my nose a lot. I do that sometimes. I was editing for hours and I feel like I just find myself like flinging my nose like this, so I'm sure I rubbed that off myself. Under eye wise, it's not my favorite. I feel like my blueness is starting to peek through. I also feel like it looks a little bit cakey, like my wrinkles are starting to like come back. So I don't know. I don't love my under eyes right now, but foundation wise, I don't think it looks too bad for the 8 hours. I definitely think that obviously I should have applied some sort of powder or blotted or something. I was, after the bonfire, just home editing, so I wasn't that worried about it, and I wanted to show you guys what it was like if I didn't do that. But if I was going to be out and about, I would have refreshened up with some powder. So just the oiliness, I feel like for me, I would have touched up. But as far as the wear time of it looks pretty good on the skin. Like, I don't notice it like disappearing anywhere besides on my nose, and like I said, I probably rubbed that off. So let's go ahead and zoom back out and I'll get into my final thoughts. Okay, back zoomed out again and getting into my final thoughts on the Nars foundation. I feel like I like it. I don't love the way my skin looks right now, like I mentioned, but all in all, I'm typically not wearing a full face untouched for this long. I feel like normally I would powder, blot, do that sort of thing. So definitely take away from like the oiliness of my face. The actual foundation still looks pretty nice on the skin. I liked the finish of it. I thought it looked really pretty and nice. I didn't think it looked very matte, which I love personally. It wasn't like overly matte. It feels very lightweight. It didn't feel cakey, heavy, anything like that. The concealer, I definitely want to try again. Foundation for me, I know I'm gonna like this type of formula. It's kind of what I gravitate towards, more of like a natural type of foundation. So I think I'll like the foundation, but concealer wise, I do need to try that one again and kind of see how I feel about it, because I'm not loving the way my under eyes look. But you guys will have to let me know down below what you guys think of this foundation, how it looks, about the wear test, the mask test. Let me know down below if you're planning on grabbing this one. Like I said, it will be available on September 1st, and I'll have it linked down below for you guys as well. So take care. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends.